Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Arundhati Naik. As always, we start off with a look at the stories making headlines tonight.
2 children killed in the Pallabedda area in Godakovela. Sri Lanka bags its first Paralympic medal. Court rejects the preliminary objections filed by Minister Rishad Bathiudi. And a principal who received a proper appointment treated in an improper manner.
Pradeep Sanjay created history today by winning Sri Lanka's first Paralympic medal. Pradeep Sanjay won the bronze medal in the men's 400 meters T46, also known as the arm amputee 400 meter sprint event at the 2012 Paralympics in London.
There's a name for you.
The Sri Lankan Pathirin. And they're away. And who's going to be the quickest out? We can't really see yet till we get the wide camera shot. But we can see that Nascimento of Brazil, Nascimento, and the Austrian as well, Matzinger, is going very well indeed. And also in the outside lane, Aresti of Cyprus has gone off very fast indeed. He could well even be in the lead. We'll wait when the bend comes round. Aresti of Cyprus, it's the men's... They're coming round this bend now. Matzinger just going to take to the lead. It's Matzinger in the middle from Austria, just ahead of Nascimento from Brazil, and on the near side Aresti from Cyprus. But it's going to be Matzinger to get it. Nascimento's going to get second, and the Sri Lankan, whose name's too long to say before he goes across the line, gets the bronze.
Well, the race was held at around 12:20 a.m. Sri Lanka time this morning.
Austrian Gunther Martinegger, who recorded a time of 48.45 seconds, won the gold medal in the event, while Brazilian Johansson Nascimento won the silver medal.
Sri Lankan Pradeep Sanjay, who recorded a personal best of 49.28 seconds, claimed the bronze.
Meanwhile, a communique issued by the Ministry of Sports stated that the subject Minister Mahinda Aluthgamage and Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa extended their wishes to Pradeep Sanjay.
Upon the conclusion of the event, Pradeep Sanjay expressed his views to Sports Fest.
I am happy to have won this medal. I was aiming to win a medal in this event. My dream came true. I was aiming for second or third place. I was in a positive mentality throughout the event. When I left Sri Lanka, I was ranked 5th in the world. I did not have much equipment when I was training, but I got everything when I came here.
Pradeep Sanjay won Sri Lanka its first Paralympic medal, having undergone many hardships in life.
This is his story.
Born in the Ranjangana area in Anuradhapura, Pradeep is the third in a family of 4. Moving to the Nalla area in Miragama in 1998, Pradeep Sanjay received his primary education at the Delwala Mahavidyalaya. In 2008, upon the death of his father, Sanjay joined the Singha Regiment of the Sri Lanka Army. During the same year, Sanjay was the victim of a mortar attack in Kilnochi, which left his left arm paralyzed. Despite his disability, Sanjay never gave up hope on providing his utmost for the nation. Therefore, this brave youngster concentrated all his efforts towards improving his abilities on the sports field. During the 2010 Para-Athletics meet organized by Sri Lanka Army, he claimed first place in the 400 meters arm amputee event, and in 2011 he went on to claim the 400 meters as well as the 200 meters event at the same meet. Furthermore, Pradeep Sanjay represented Sri Lanka at the Asian Para-Athletics meet held in Guangzhou, China, claiming first place in the 400 meters arm amputee event. Pradeep, who is 26 years old and a father of 1 today, recorded his name in the country's history as the first ever Sri Lankan to win a Paralympic medal.
It's a hand.
He found it very difficult to do a lot of things, but I'm very proud of what he has achieved. We expect him to go forward from here. Since we are poor, he did not get a proper education, but he was very talented in sports. He later joined the army after the death of his father. He was interested in sports more than anything else. He always said that he would go abroad and clinch victories. He did exactly that and made our country proud.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that deeds for Mahawali lands will be issued before the end of December this year. The president made this statement during a public rally in Dehiyatakhandiya today.
A United People's Freedom Alliance rally was held at the Mahawali grounds in Dehiyatakhandiya under the auspices of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The issuing of land deeds has been delayed by years. These are the burning issues of the people. The minister is here. Ask him when the lands will be given. When will the deeds be given? In 6 months? The minister says they will be issued before the end of December. If it is further delayed, come and inform me. During the rally, the president stated that the government does not fear elections. Certain governments fear elections. We are holding elections now. If I was in the opposition, I would have taken to the streets demanding an election. The current opposition is saying not to hold elections.
UNP parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya says that there is no need whatsoever for an election.
We do not see any need for an election. This election is being held because the president and the government need to show the world that the people are with them. This happened in Egypt too. President Hosni Mubarak called an election. He got more than 90% of the vote, and a few months later he had to leave the country. Therefore, public opinion is not something that should be toyed with.
This election meeting in Thalava Anuradhapura was held yesterday with the participation of MP Karu Jayasuriya.
The preliminary objections filed by the defence in relation to an incident where the Manor magistrate was allegedly threatened over the phone were rejected by the Court of Appeal today. Court rejected the objections when 3 petitions filed by 7 lawyers over an incident where the Manor magistrate had allegedly been threatened over the phone in order to overturn a verdict were taken up for consideration today.
Filing objections on behalf of Minister Rishad Bathiuddin, President's Counsel Faiz Mustafa said that notice could not be issued on his client as there is no charge that can be filed against him under the prevailing law. President's Counsel Faiz Mustafa contended that the court did not have jurisdiction to consider the petitions filed by the lawyers, which he described as lacking in truth. Thirdly, President's Counsel Mustafa noted that there is insufficient evidence against his client for charges to be filed. When the charges were read in court today, Minister Rishad Bathiuddin entered a plea of not guilty. After considering the case files of the 3 petitions, the Court of Appeal rejected the preliminary objections. Meanwhile, 3 lawyers' associations from Kathankudi, Akkarepattu and Kalmunai filed intervening petitions today. Further consideration of the petitions filed against Minister Rishad Bathiuddin were postponed to the 13th of February next year. Consideration of the intervening petitions were postponed to the 22nd of November. This is Kularatna Central College in Godakhavela. We visited this school this morning. The purpose of our visit was to gain some insight into a student at this school, Dimuthu Lakshan. The purpose of our visit was first divulged to the vice principal of the school. 12-year-old Dimuthu Lakshan did not attend school today, leaving his desk in the Year 6 C class empty. He was marked as absent in the class register. While the rest of us were fast asleep, how did this incident, which resulted in the loss of 2 young lives, take place? A 19-year-old boy residing in Panamura arrives at the home of Ashoka Sarojani, a resident of the Telambugaha Atula area in Palle Badda. Although it is not unusual for this boy to visit this home, the police believe that his nocturnal visit may have been the result of a love affair with the woman residing there.
මේ දරුවන්ගේ මව සමග අනියම් පුරුෂයා
The children had entered the room when the mother was inside with her lover. The suspect had attacked the mother and killed the children for fear that this secret would come to light. However, he was apprehended by the villagers. Following a statement made by him, the police recovered a knife used in the killings. Investigations are continuing.
පිහියක් සොයාගත්තා පරීක්ෂණ ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා.
Reports of murder have now become commonplace. Over the past month alone, News First received numerous such reports. What is the root cause behind the increasing incidents of murder, crimes against children and rape?
I respectfully request all adults not to use their children as scapegoats in covering up their problems. Children must be protected. We must all work not only towards the protection of children's rights but also towards protecting all human rights.
When rapid social change takes place without any supervision, incidents like these take place. Also, various tools have served to enhance the growth of social situations like these. New technological equipment needs to be managed. The country should move towards a system of education which will strike a balance between the use of technology in academic and for technical purposes.
More often than not, the victims of these heinous crimes are those most in need of society's protection. Given the current state of crime in the nation, is society doing enough? UNP parliamentarian Rosie Senanayake expressed her views in this regard.
It was promised through the Mahinda Chintane and the Mahinda Chintane vision for the future manifestos that the security of children would be ensured and that special programs would be initiated for children. Today, in the short time frame of 4 years from 2007 to 2011, 15,138 children under the age of 16 have been molested. We can see today that there is a moral, societal and cultural breakdown in the country and we are being dragged into a pit.
The death toll owing to an explosion on the Kandakulya beach in Kalpitiya this afternoon has risen to 2. This was confirmed to News First by the medical superintendent of the Puttalam-based hospital, Dr. Ashok Pereira. 3 children were also injured in the explosion. Police media spokesperson SSP Ansit Rohan has said that the explosion took place when a group including the victims found an object floating in the water and hit it against a turtle shell. A 17-year-old boy was killed in the explosion. A 16-year-old boy succumbed to his injuries a short while ago.
All parties and independent groups contesting the North Central, Sabragamu and Eastern Provincial Council polls must cease campaigning from midnight today. Several political parties expressed these views at media briefings convened today prior to the cessation of propaganda activity.
Minister Susil Premajayantha has said that there is sufficient oil in the tanks and that there is no problem. This is a baseless lie. I can state with responsibility that none of the 4 tanks in Sapugaskanda have stored crude oil. One of the 4 tanks in Kolonnawa is under repair and the other 3 have not stored crude oil.
ගබඩා 4න් එකක් රිපෙයාර් කරනවා. ඒතර ඒත් තව 3ක් තියෙනවා. මේ එකකවත් බොර තෙල් නැහැ. ඊළඟ මාස දෙකකටත් තෙල් තොග අපි ගාව අවශ්‍ය ප්‍රමාණය ගෙනල්ලා තිනවා.
We have enough oil stocks for the next 2 months. The oil that was refined was finished in a few days. In the meantime, the repair and renovation work is going on. I participated in a discussion this morning